pyrethrum bombs that used to be, remember, like, I don't know, in the old days, I grew up in a building in Brooklyn. It was a nice building, but at nighttime we got cockroaches, right? So my parents went, they set off a $4 bomb. It stunk for 3 days, killed the cockroaches. They took the same bombs with pyrethrum, now they labeled it for bed bugs. So people are now going to the stores and they're buying bombs, they're setting it off for bed bugs, and they're infesting their entire house or they're infesting their neighbor's house. So we looked at all this and we found out that we can go in there with conventional treatments and we can do a series of 3 or 4 treatments and get done in about 4 months and we can solve the problem. And that's okay and that's not bad, but you're going to have to make adjustments. You're going to have your clothes cleaned. You're going to have to bring in a company like Bug and Scrub if you can't do it yourself. You're going to have to bag everything. You're going to have to laundry everything. You're going to have to properly prepare so we can come in and give you an effective chemical treatment. And then you're going to have to live out of a bag for the next 10, 12 days until we come back and give you the second treatment. And then you're going to be able to put back your items. And then we're going to do follow-ups and we're going to measure it and we're going to be in communications. And that's all good. But what I found in my own experiences, people have a problem and they don't want it. They want it out of their environment as quick as it came in and they want it over and done. And let me tell you something, from my own experience, if you're a grandmother and you have grandkids coming over and your daughter or your son is coming over and they're visiting and the thought of your daughter taking it back home to your grandkids and then infesting their house is totally insane. The mind can't even comprehend it. So they're like, Scott, do whatever you got to do to fix this problem. And that's where the heat technology comes in. See, there's 4 or 5 different levels. The first level is, the highest level is fumigation. Fumigation in New York State and New Jersey is a very expensive procedure. In Florida, you may have heard about this house tenting. They come in, they tent your house, you leave for a day, it kills termites over and done with. But because it's not so popular here, it's very, very expensive. And if you live in a multiple dwelling, if you have neighbors, you cannot do fumigation. So if you wanted to get rid of your bedbug problem, you'd have to actually bring in a moving company, and they would take everything out, they'd bring it in trucks, they'd bring it to a facility, and they would fumigate these trucks. The pest control company would come in, they would give you a whole perimeter treatment, then a dog would come in, see if you had no more bedbugs, and they would bring their product back. In most cases, not in all cases, it's not reality. In Nike Town, it was reality. They brought in 33 moving trucks. They brought everything out. They probably spent, I don't know, $250,000, if not more, because they're in the public view. People don't want to go to their store. They have to fix that. But we, as the average, homeowners, we can't do stuff like that. So what's the next best thing? The next best thing is heat. Why is heat effective? Well, there's different types of heat. There's a heater that you can go buy at Home Depot. That's not the type of heat we're talking about. We're talking about commercial heaters that were originally made for flood restoration. When people have floods, when people have molds, they bring in these companies. They're like, what do they call it, ServPro? They have these other companies, they specialize in this. Well, the heating companies turned around and said, you know what? We can offer the type of heat you guys need based upon the testing and research, and we can bring heat and we can bring it into your industry. And so you got 3 or 4 major companies that came out with heat and said, here, use our product and everything would be successful. So me and my partner Steve, and him being an electrician, we went around the country and we found a heating system that worked out well for us. As a matter of fact, we liked it so much, we have more heat as a company than any other pest control company in the country. Because, you know what, we're equipped for anything. I could go into a 4-family house and treat that entire 4-family house the same day and get it over and done with. Now, let me explain to our procedures. The first of all is we work with a bedbug dog, and majority of the case we work with Dana. I met Rick in, where did I meet Rick? In
Portchester, New York.
In Portchester, no, we were doing a job in Westchester, New York. I met Rick, and it just so happens I put my company on Facebook. And all of a sudden I got Chrissy, who wants to friend request me, and we started talking, and sure enough, we started getting to know each other, and we started working together. Turned out that Rick had 30 years experience, I got 23 years experience. We got good chemistry, and we started doing some jobs together, and we found it to be very effective. See, what happens is, in most cases, when they call up Dana Pest Control, Dana works with dogs. They're very capable of doing the bedbug work, but you know what? They feel it's a conflict of interest that they're going to bring in their dogs are going to alert to something, and they're going to offer you a treatment. So they said, you know what, we never want to get into a situation. We want to find companies we can work with, that we can coincide with, that share the same beliefs, and they found us.